What is going on? My name is Julian Tiscione, and as you know, of course, I've been documenting my journey to Road to a Million for a good amount of time now. I actually forgot the day, to be honest. I think we're at like day 500 something. I'll have to see after editing this video, but today is a huge milestone. I haven't posted a video like this in a while about the update on the journey. And as you may know, that I have a store with my partner Jason, and um, for him it's nothing new, but for me this is a bigger moment. It's my first time. Maybe you might see it in the background somewhere. I might play Dora the Explorer. Can you spot the difference? Your boy Julian has gotten his first Shopify plaque. Now, to be honest, obviously when you start gaining some success and some momentum and your bare minimum starts to increase, so like my mind is now prepped to a lot of like a bigger achievement, right? So like honestly a plaque like this doesn't really seem that big. It's not nothing crazy, right? But like comparing it to like when I first started, like having a Shopify plaque was like, oh my gosh, bro, like the fuck, that's crazy, you know. Um, but I do want to purposely take some time to like feel and absorb the moment of like, it took some hard work. It took some hard work to get this, and it took a lot of maneuvering around different obstacles and bad ideas, but your boy got one. Your boy got one. So I'm gonna leave it here for the rest of the our YouTube videos in the office, but I want to go over three main tips on what really basically got me that award. Again, it's not really anything a lot of people nowadays have done. Who knows what, right? But for me, starting from zero and kind of like coming into space and really like obviously like just showing that it's a good achievement nonetheless, right? Because your mind may be so prepped online because you see so many people making like millions and millions and millions, and you get desensitized to it, I guess. But like if you really just step out in your fucking day-to-day life, 95% of people are not achieving such achievement, or not even taking the route of starting their own journey and their own entrepreneurial journey. So it's a great achievement, and that's why I'd like to give three tips from when I first started to now achieving this goal with my partner and my team, and what really got me there, right? The first things first is obviously I do want to say it is really important to choose the surroundings of your people, the space you're in, right? I owe a lot of my success to my partner Jason, and I owe a lot of it to other people as well, right? But surrounding myself with the right people and being able to like push the barrier with each other, being able to learn and go on the right path and do the proper things is really going to help you out drastically. Now, I know I don't it's probably difficult to find some good communities online or good people online, but they are out there. There are genuine people that actually care, and nowadays it's pretty much more common to meet people online and meet some good people. And of course, when you first start your journey, it feels a bit lonely. And still today, a lot of my people that supported me through this are people online, right? So I haven't really met them. And it still feels like a bit of a lonely road. But from just a performance based perspective, you can really truly see a huge improvement when you are starting to surround yourself with the proper people, the people that have the right mindset, the people that have the right goals, and the people that really have the right, honestly, morals. And yeah, I guess that's it. But so that's really what really helped me, honestly, because I saw that when I first started my journey, I wasn't really with the best people. I was trying to figure it out, which is normal, right? Like obviously you have to go through the garbage to find great people, right? But I saw that there was very little improvement when I was surrounding myself with not the best people, not the people that had the best goals, not the people that had the best intentions or best ways to approach business ethically, right? And you just saw how that I just saw that how that didn't bring me anywhere. But the second I really like found a very selected few people that really are true entrepreneurs, I guess, that will actually end up succeeding in life. We base our ideas and opinions and learn from each other and grow from each other, and that's where I saw the biggest amount of growth. So it's truly important when you do find someone online or you do connect with someone, even in person, um, with the right goals, right work ethic, right mindset, right morals. Keep that person, because nowadays they're tending to be pretty rare. That would be my lesson number one. Lesson number two, I think, is a big one, honestly. And to be honest, lesson number two comes from the idea of limiting belief. I always thought that I had a limiting belief, basically, that I wasn't capable of doing, the quote unquote advanced things. I would see people creating VSLs. I would see people doing advertorials and crazy complicated funnels. And I would always have this mindset because I was aware of it, right? But I didn't understand. I didn't understand it. I didn't really understand its power and the purpose of it, really, of direct response. But in my head, I always knew about it, and I never really took action on it because I always thought like, oh, those are for people that are, you know, having a brand already making millions of dollars. Those are for people that are more advanced. I'm just going to stick to me ripping ads. I'm just going to stick to doing the quick thing and get some traction up, get some money up, and then I'm going to go ahead and learn these things. And no, right? I was at the lowest point of my journey when me and my partner Jason decided to learn really the in-depth of direct response. And it was only until we took the right vehicles. It was only until we actually went all in, I guess. Like, not just half-assing shit. Like, if you know intrinsically that a VSL, a well-made direct response ad, a well-made funnel, a well-made advertorial, a well-made offer, a well-made system, team, whatever it is going to get you and generate the goals you want, you got to do that. And that simple advice, honestly, is even on a mindset level. Like, you got to do things that, your future self would do, right? To get you there, right? So it's this limiting belief that we're not capable of these complex things, but just start. Just basically start. Obviously, you're going to fail. Obviously, you're going to fuck up a lot. And that's what me and my partner did. But you learn from that. And we kept getting better. We kept making custom 1-minute ads, 2-minute ads, 3-minute ads, 5-minute ads, 10-minute ads. I think the longest I've done is 35 minutes. Then we create long advertorials. So rather than just a product page, we have a listicle now, then sales pages, advertorials. Like, these were things that I never really thought I was possible of doing with my current knowledge. But how are you supposed to learn if you just don't even start, right? So it was when I fully went all in, when I fully understood that there are higher leverage things to do to get the sale on e-commerce, and why don't you just go do it? And it's gonna suck, it's gonna be hard, it's gonna be pretty complicated, and there's gonna be a lot to learn. But that's what I did, and that's what's really got me to the next level. So that was another big one, and I think that is truly a very important one. But it will not be the most important one, because the most important one is going to be the third point. And the third point is going to be our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. I have a statue of him here. He's the reason why. Now, I know a lot of people don't talk about Jesus. A lot of people don't talk about their belief. And nowadays, it's even deemed, or what's the word, demonized or something. And I feel like as a believer, I guess, in Jesus, I know I make business content and I don't really talk about it, but it is truly the pinnacle of my life. I spend a lot of time studying the Bible. I spend a lot of time with God, or I like to believe so. Of course, I could do a lot more, and I am nowhere near perfect. I'm nowhere near even good, right? But I owe everything to him. I owe it all. And I wanted to really take some time to talk about it in this video, because a lot of people ask me about mindset questions, or a lot of people ask me about how did you push through? How did you not give up? How did you do this? How did you do that? And my answer will always be, I don't know. I don't know the desire in me. I don't know the fire that was in me that didn't give up. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I like to believe it's from God. I like to believe that God has a hand on my shoulder, pushing me and basically giving me this whole dream, this whole desire, and to not give up after so many failures, after constant failing. I always have this, or most of the times I try my best, I always have this optimistic viewpoint. I always try to be positive. And I think, or I'd like to believe, that the only reason that's the case is because of God himself. And I'm not here to convert anybody. I'm not here to be such a preacher, but my answer basically for my journey so far is going to be all about God. And you know, it's such an unfortunate thing. The world is really fucked up right now, and I feel like it's pretty important to bring up and to talk a bit about it more. Um, I know a few people around me in my circle have actually started reading the Bible because of me, and I'm truly, that's like, you know, that makes me feel some type of way. But um, I'm not here to convert anybody for real. I just really want to talk about how I think, you know, if you're not maybe close as you'd like to be, or you're interested or whatever it may be, it was the answer for me, and it could be the answer for you, or I think it would be. And it sucks because a lot of the world nowadays have such a bad viewpoint on Jesus, has such a bad viewpoint on Christianity, and that's because of the corrupt churches, or the upbringing that we may had, like, you know, our parents forced us to do this, or the the priests have told us this, and it was all like shit. But when I finally had like my own free will to like, and my free urge, basically, like no one forced me, but the urge myself to just study the Bible a bit better, and reading half of it, you know, I'm doing cover to cover, reading half of it right now, I think I have a pretty better understanding of Jesus as a whole, I guess. And it's really made me have this idea of like, oh my gosh, like, it's what a beautiful book, what a beautiful story, and wow, is my God great. And it sucks because I wasn't brought up and taught these types of lessons, but it was only because of my effort in studying, you know, using maybe even ChatGPT, and probably the hours, hundreds of hours of conversations I've had with friends, is what really made me get closer to God. And this is honestly I owe my success to him, basically. I don't want to ramble too much, but that is my 3 tips for this achievement. And you know, at the end of the day, like I said, it's nothing crazy. I think it's a great achievement. You know, pat on the back, but you know, work still has to be done. There's a lot more that has to be achieved. The road to a million. Honestly, I could probably estimate in generated revenue in Canadian currency dollars. I think I'd pass it in my whole online career, but we're gonna try to get the store to a million. I think that would be a bit of a better achievement. And and yeah, even the parents gotta get some cash as well. So we got a lot to achieve, and I'm very excited. The next video that you'll be watching me is actually gonna be me in Colombia. I am attending, like, I'm going to school. I'm going to Colombia to basically, I guess, isolate myself. I'm not gonna lie. Again, I don't want to make this video too long, but I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty scared. Not because of the safety hazards that a lot of people talk about. Yes, Colombia is not the safest, but I'm actually just scared because, like, for once, I'm gonna be truly isolated for 40 days. Like, that is a lot to me. And living in a household of 5, we're a total of 5 people in my family. Plus, I'm Italian, right? So like, we have a lot of cousins and aunts and uncles. I have friends, so I have a pretty big social life. Oh, well, I don't have a social life. Trust me, I don't. But like a circle, I guess, that I can communicate with, right? So to be completely isolated for 40 days is pretty scary in a completely different country with not knowing the language, uh, known to be not the safest as well. It's pretty scary, but I think I always do things that push me out my comfort zone. I think that's where the best improvement comes from. I always do things where normies say that's stupid. I've had a lot of people tell me that what I'm doing is stupid, but that honestly, like, if I have a normal person that tells me to not do it, I'll do it. I think a life philosophy for me is when a normal person says one thing, I always do the opposite. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. But like, that's just my mentality of like, I don't want to take your advice because my advice will like end up where you are, which is not. Anyways, disregarding that, I'm gonna be pretty scared, but I think it's gonna be good. I'm purposely doing this before Q4, so I could, really lock in and isolate myself and really come back as a new man. Again, I love my family and all, and the people around me, but unfortunately, like sometimes, yeah, they do things that it's not necessarily their fault. I give in, right? When people want to do something, whatever, and they kind of make me, not, I wouldn't say manipulate. I'm not gonna blame on other people, but when you have a big circle, I guess you're gonna be offered and asked to do certain things, and that I find for me is a distraction currently in my life. And I decided Colombia because it's close. This time zone is the same, and it's pretty cheap. Even though with the little money that me and my partner made, I'm not here to blow it. So, want to still live pretty on the low side. So Colombia was relatively cheap and supposedly known for digital nomads. So I chose there. I'm leaving in exactly a week from now. So wow, it's going to be a moment. It's going to be pretty scary. But again, I think overall, I'll come out better. I'll come out on top. And my goal is to be just honestly unrecognizable. A whole reset on my mind, a whole reset on my habits, my work ethic, my viewpoints, and again, maybe another way to connect to God, just in a deeper level. So I think it's going to be good. Just like ads, we don't know until we test it out. So, we're gonna go and we're gonna see it out. And if it's shit, well, I gotta force myself. But no, I think it's gonna be great. And honestly, again, if you're actually genuinely watching till the end, me yapping for 18 minutes, I truly appreciate that. Honestly, I am definitely not an entertaining guy. I am no influencer that flexes such a crazy lifestyle, whatever. So for you to just sit down, even if it's in the background, and to stick around for me yapping for 18 minutes, I really appreciate it, of course. And for the people that truly like were following me from, an early stage in the journey, I appreciate it even fucking more. It means the world, honestly. It means the world to know that even though at the time when I didn't have people believe in me in real life, I had some people from afar, even never meeting them, have more faith in me. So, yeah, loyalty is always a big factor for me, if not the number one. So having some loyal people follow me through the journey is a very, very easy way to the key to my heart. So, yeah, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. And I think you'll be getting more YouTube videos. If I'm traveling a lot, you'll probably be getting more vlogger style, or obviously I'm going to record some videos. And I think if I'm locked in and I can actually be very efficient with my time, I'll probably have more time to record some videos. So I'm excited for that. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, again, I'll stop. Thank you for watching. Of course, let's just take one more moment before I never flex this shit again. Because I'm never going to bring this up. It's just a video dedicated to it. So here we go. Here we go. All right. That's it. We're done for life. This is nothing to me anymore. You got to keep moving forward. So thank you for watching. And of course, as always, I'll see you at the top.